Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Mary and Sam Show. We're so delighted that you could be here with us. Today, we're going to talk about the fear of failure and why that's such a big deal. I was trying to think about why this is, and I realized that a lot of people have fear of failure because we don't like losers, right? Oftentimes, I was just watching the Warriors game, they swept the Cavaliers. Everybody was laser focused on what the Warriors achieved, and yet there was another team and another great player, LeBron, and that people don't talk about, who lost the NBA Finals. They talk about the winners. We don't talk about who was the second best team. And oftentimes when we are in school, if you start to get bad grades, nobody talks or celebrates your failures. So
it's avoided in so many conversations. People tend to always talk about how great they are, what kind of grades they have, what kind of a great job they have, how much money they're making, because this great notion of everyone is supposed to be successful and everyone's supposed to be doing well, and nobody talks about their failures or what they've done wrong in life because it's such a taboo. We label that, we look down upon that in such a negative way.
Well, I think, and then the other thing is that the aspect of winning gets celebrated so much that you often only see on media and in our society those that won. You never even hear about what losses they had or failures they had,
right?
Because nobody wants to get into that. Even the president said, "I don't like losers," right?
Yeah.
Referring to John McCain, saying because he got caught as a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
But that taught him probably a great lesson in life was, you can overcome anything. And so I think failing forward is a good thing.
Yeah, and I think achievers who persevere do not base their self-worth on their performance. Right? Because people judge you based on your performance. On contrary, most people that do persevere, they have a strong self-image that is not dictated by the external events.
Right.
And it's very important. And the fact that most people do label and shame people when you do something wrong or you fail at something. Like I see so many people have opened up new businesses and they fail and then they never want to go back and try it second time because they're afraid. First of all, they're afraid they're going to fail again. Second of all, they're afraid that people are going to label them that, well, you did it once, you couldn't do it, you're not going to do it again. You're not able to do it again. I see that in school with kids, that when people do get bad grades, they get punished, right?
Right.
They get their consequences that actually, if anything, you punish people, put consequences that actually kills your soul or your self-image, it's not going to be effective because kids are going to be afraid to try again.
Right.
Because the most important part is that they want to teach you at school to persevere, but they don't know how to help people to persevere, because we have to embrace the failures so people be okay with it and say, the goal is to say, human being is failing, human being is succeeding, and human being is failing, and then succeeding.
Right.
And to embrace that part, that allows you to go back out and try again. But that self-worth, self-image is so low, the self-esteem is low, that people don't want to try again. And this works, again, the same in relationships, right? People have failed in their relationship. They don't want to go back out there because they think they're going to fail again.
Yeah.
I remember, one of the failures I, went through in my life when I first graduated from college. I got my first job. And it was my first actual job in an office.
Right.
And then, so we did conferences for orthopedic surgeons. And I was not good at it. And my boss was so strict, and she was such a perfectionist. Every day I would go home crying. Because
I remember that.
You're right. One day you told me, just leave this damn job.
I know. Why do you care about it so much?
Why do you care about it so much? But I was like, I want to be good. I want to be successful. But I was not good at it. I was put in the wrong position. And then plus I didn't have enough experience. So they fired me eventually.
Right.
And that felt so horrible that I'm not good enough.
Right.
I can't do this. But you know what made me realize and shifted? That so many other opportunities opened up. that real estate opened up for me. And then you told me, hey, you're a people person. You're not the kind that you needs to go behind the scenes and do a computer work. You need to be with people.
Right.
And that opened up in so many different ways and allowed me to be more successful.
Sure. And you know what? Oftentimes we're so fearful of just failing that we're taught to not even try, right? So, and it's not that anybody teaches you, hey, don't try, because all you hear is try, try, try. And only those that try will make it, and get up. And every motivational speaker, every self-help guru is going to tell you keep on trying. The thing that they don't tell you is that when you do fail, that feeling is so looked down upon, or that our society looks down upon failing, that subconsciously what happens is you're like, next time, I'm not even going to try.
Yes.
Because I'd rather not be the laughing stock of the town and to be the failure, and then to face that ridicule. Oh, you failed.
Right.
And you failed again. Therefore, so many of us give up before we try again and again. And we do know that success comes from trying over and over and over again. This is a great topic because we lost a great sports person here in his story, Dwight Clark. He talked about that he wasn't even supposed to be a wide receiver. There was this roommate in college. He was just the guy who was catching passes for the guy that Bill Walsh wanted to try out. And so when the other guy kept missing the passes, he just kept catching them. But he got into the game of football because of his perseverance and keep trying. And he tried out and he won and he did really great things. But I'm saying it's just that perseverance pays off. When you look at it, or when you look at Michael Jordan, they didn't even want to let him play in the varsity basketball team because he wasn't a great player. Had he said, you know what, forget it, I'm no good, I'm going to give up, we wouldn't have one of the best, basketball players in history. But he chose to believe in continuing to go forward.
Right.
So tell us how to overcome this.
Well, I think step number one is that look back in your life and go through those events that you think you have failed, and deep down you're like somehow you're not okay with that. And then maybe that would be in your relationship, that could be at the job, that could be opening a business, that could be anything that you've tried and you failed. And go back and you need to rewrite your own story and think about what caused for you to fall short. Was it you? Was it the whole strategy was not the right? Was it maybe not the right timing? Was it you? Was it the people around you? Or was it just a process that we fail sometimes? It has nothing to do with anything else except it's just a process. What was it? And if there's something you can do differently next time so that you don't have to make the same mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Or allow yourself to have courage to go back out there and take a risk, take a chance to do it again.
Yeah.
And do it differently, do it better. You can't do it perfect. Do it differently, do it better.
That's right. Okay.
That's what I have to say.
Well, that's great. So we'll continue on this series about failure and failing to move forward when you do fail. And so we want to make sure that we talk about this because it's an important topic. And I think you want to talk about it in there's 7 steps. Yeah.
Yes.
So this was step 1. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you.